Hey, what's up, everybody? Um, I'm Tommy Kane. Welcome to another episode of the Executives Playbook. Uh, all my homies and my haters. Um, we need to do something about the tech companies. This is getting out of control. It's getting way out of control. First of all, let me start by saying that I am completely over the iPhone. I'm completely over it. There's a bunch of studies and research now that's coming out that's showing that a bunch of Gen Zs are switching to flip phones, and I don't blame them. I really don't. Um, and I understand because this phone, when it first came out under Steve Jobs, was so much better of a phone. It just was. Apple built a culture of making great quality stuff. And the iPhone was just one of those things where it just worked flawlessly. The keypad worked flawlessly. Everything was designed with extreme efficiency, where Steve Jobs would walk in there and just be like, we need to make sure everything is like really, we need to think of everything. Even down to, and I remember there's a video. I'd have to find it, but I know that there was a video where Steve Jobs was giving a speech and he said, watch how I'm on the iPhone and how the iPhone goes to sleep and the screen goes black so that when I'm holding it to my ear doesn't rub against it and doesn't cause things to happen. It's in sleep mode when you hold it to the ear to keep the phone from doing anything. Well, I don't know what happened, but that's not a thing anymore. That's just not a thing anymore. Every single time I'm on the iPhone and I hold it to my ear, it starts calling other people. It starts opening apps. I'll start hearing music blasting in my ear while I'm in the middle of talking to somebody because it opened up a YouTube video in my ear. You go to use it and you're holding it and your thumb just touches the side and just barely touches the right edge of the screen, and all of a sudden it's opening something, it's sliding, it's moving stuff out of the way. It's inefficient. It's literally the most annoying product in the world now. It, on top of the fact that they're recording everything you say and they're implementing everything that you say, every app you download is recording you now. So you could be talking about how you'd like to buy a dirt bike and then go on Facebook an hour later and you're getting dirt bike ads because it's listening to you, right? So you're dealing with that. You're dealing with keypads that don't work. It's taking you 20 minutes to send to a person. Like, I have somebody send me a text and it'll be a simple text. It'll be something real simple like, hey, are you going out to dinner tonight? And I'll be like, yeah, I'll meet you there. Or are you coming to dinner tonight to meet us? And yeah, I'll meet you there. So I'll be talking to somebody and I'll be like, all right, I'm just going to go, yeah, I'll meet you there. I can't just go, yeah, I'll meet you there. Doesn't work. Doesn't work because it types something else and then I'm trying to correct it. And then it's typing something else and making even more mistakes. And before you know it, the person next to me is going, hey, man, what's with you texting? I'm right here. Live in the moment, bro. And it's like, dude, all I was trying to do was say, yeah, I'll meet you out to dinner. And you can't, but it took 20 minutes to do because the keypad is so bad. And the keypad is so bad, right? The phone's calling people randomly, pocket dialing people at all hours of the friggin' night. I mean, it's like it does whatever the heck it wants. It literally just does whatever the hell it wants. It's unbelievable. And that's not even where it ends. The phone itself is a complete nightmare and everything that it does, that's true. But then you have all the apps on there and all the disingenuous and horrible strategies, I guess you could say, that these tech companies are following to extract your data, hiding kernels on your device. I mean, I had a very savvy computer hacker who knows a lot about computers tell me the kernels that you download on your phone when you download the TikTok app allow TikTok to make a phone call from your phone if they wanted to. Yeah. You are granting permission to TikTok to make phone calls from your phone. Now, obviously, people say, oh, he's paranoia, like blah, 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 blah. He's crazy. He's bugging. No one's going to do that. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But you know what? When we live in a world where billionaires are making $400-500 billion, they're avoiding taxes. They're avoiding paying back in the system. They're trying to convert everything to AI. They're essentially taking every job known to mankind off the planet. They want to replace everybody with machines and robots. You don't think that these guys would have some malicious intent making you download kernels that can authorize them to extract? I mean, it's crazy. The data that they could take from you, you could be texting people on your phone and they're extracting data. They know what you're talking about in text messages to private conversations because you've allowed them in the terms of service when you've downloaded these apps to do that. Then let's talk about something. On Facebook, and I don't care what anybody says, I will go to war with anyone who wants to dispute me on this. I was one of the first social media influencers in the world. Me. That's right. 100%. We're talking 2010. Okay? Way back 15 years ago. I created a page on Facebook called No Hope for the Human Race. The idea was I wanted to take the subculture of the internet. I knew about memes before anyone ever knew what the heck they were. People were still pronouncing them memes because they didn't even know what in the world they were called. They would mispronounce GIFs and GIFs and all that stuff. They didn't even know what they were talking about. I was all over that culture. All over it. All over it. I made the first real known meme page on Facebook, 2.9 million followers. We had celebrities threatening to sue us. I got mentioned by Adult Swim, where they put a shout out during one of their little commercial breaks between cartoons because we listed them as one of our favorite top 5 pages on the main page of our page, which was like, that's what Facebook used to have as a feature. It's not there anymore. We were majorly controversial. We were written up by the Daily Costs for starting a war against feminism. We got accused of doing. We got accused of doing a lot. There was a moment where we posted an image of a woman. She was a heavy-set woman. And one of my admins posted her, and it said, she was holding up a sign that said, "This is what a feminist looks like." And so one of my admins posted this and said, yeah, that's what we figured. Thought it was funny. Humor of all kinds. And that image went completely viral. The woman flipped out and threatening us and, yelling at Facebook about it. I want this taken down, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was completely out of control. Now, this is an important story, and I'm going to explain why it's so important. One of my admins wound up posting the Quran, and it was in a very horrible light. It had something on it that rhymes with dupe. Okay? And look, I didn't ask anyone to post this. One of my admins just did it. I don't know why, but it resulted, or at least I wouldn't say that we were 100% at fault, but there was questions in the media on whether or not our page was responsible for an ambassador being killed overseas. Because the reason was that somebody had done something to disrespect the Quran in America. It was right around the time we'd made the post. So we were one of the people they were targeting as sort of the culprit. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. What I can tell you, though, is that I busted my ass to get 2.9 million people to follow it. I was charging people money to promote their stuff on this page. Some of you might know IFL Science. I fucking love science. We were the ones that blew them up. Me, my page. They used to beg us all the time, hey, can you share us? Can you let people know about us? And we loved them, so we kept doing it over and over again. And now they're huge. They're one of the largest pages in the world. They wound up getting a television show out of it. We did a lot of things. We got people record deals. We posted music that made people go viral instantly because we had the hugest following on the internet at the time, on Facebook especially. We were the people who came up with meme sharing and funny humor pages on Facebook. Nobody had been really doing it. Well, there might have been one or two people I could think of that were doing it around the time that we did it, but they weren't known like us. We exploded. We came out the gate and had a major following. We were huge, okay? Now, years I put into building this page. From 2010 all the way to 2015, 5 years. Every single minute of every day. It was my priority as an entrepreneur. I was on top of this page. I was hiring and firing admins. I was bringing in, marketing dollars and talking to businesses to promote products. And I mean, it was my life. It was everything. And then one day I woke up, gone. Facebook deleted it. 2.9 million followers down the drain, oopsie poopsie, out the door. There you go. Gone. Now, I never got a reason. I never got a reason from Facebook why they did that. No one ever, I tried to, there was some kind of dispute button where it says, we deleted your page. If you want to refute, it was like a refute button or whatever. If you want to refute the fact that we deleted your page or whatever for any reason, click this button. And they even warned me. They said, if you click this button and you ask us to, you think that this was done in error or whatever, you can make a defense for yourself. But if we don't like your defense, you'll never hear from us again. This refute button will disappear, and that's it. That's all you got. So I sat and I crafted the most beautiful monumental letter that I could have ever possibly have crafted. I really put a lot of work into it. And it was basically begging them like, look, this is my livelihood. I put years of work into building this page. I don't know why you deleted us. I mean, sure, images might have been offensive and there might have been people reporting us and so on and so forth. But every time we were told to remove something by Facebook, we did, unless it was so long ago. Because Facebook would keep your images online, even if they were posted 3-4 years before. Sometimes it was hard because back then it was very hard to go through all your posts all through history to try to remove stuff. They didn't make it easy. They didn't make it easy for you to remove content that they told you to remove. But out of nowhere, just to delete it is crazy. Crazy. So I wrote this letter. They never got back to me. That was it. Life over. Okay? That was it. I even contacted a lawyer about it, and he said, well, you built, this is the important line, you built your house on their land. That's what an attorney told me. You built your house on their land, which means all the work and all the effort and everything you put in to build this page and to build this out on Facebook, they own everything. You did it on their platform. They own it. They can remove you. They can do whatever they want with it. And I couldn't believe it. Now, here they do. Mark Zuckerberg ruins my life because you were offensive, right? You were offending people, so we deleted your page, which is, I can only imagine, it's got to be the only reason. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know what other reason they would have, but I know we were offensive. That's for sure. We had offensive humor. And it was funny because women would post things that were anti-feminist. We had black admins that would post things, black jokes. And people would, I don't know, it was like if you were a Facebook page, you were automatically white. You were just automatically a white page that shouldn't tell black. I mean, the lunacy was so crazy. But they banned us. They banned us and my page because we exercised free speech on their platform and we were funny. We made offensive humor. Only so that only so that Trump can get in office and Mark Zuckerberg completely flips and changes everything and says, we don't believe in banning anybody for anything. We're going to let anybody say whatever they want now. I had a friend of mine the other day who is a very beautiful woman send me a picture, screen cap, of a guy that made some very, very incredible, hateful, and words about committing an essay on her, okay? And was very, very explicit with the way that he wrote the comment. He never got deleted. He never got banned. He never got nothing because Zuckerberg changed his policy. That's convenient. You change your policy after what? After you kick my 2.9 million fan page off of Facebook? Now all of a sudden everybody can say whatever they want? Then give me my page back. Give me my page back that I worked all those years to acquire. I was the first influencer on social media. 100%. I dare you to find anybody that could refute it. Before No Hope for the Human Race, there was nobody doing what I was doing. I was getting over $1,000 a post to write something about a brand or a company or help somebody. $1,000 a post in 2010. The term social media influencer didn't even exist in 2010, but that's exactly what I was doing. And they deleted it from the internet. And for those of you who want to question me or act like this is all nonsense or act like it's a lie or whatever it is you want to do, understand this. You could go right now on the Wayback Machine. Just go to Google, the Wayback Machine. That's a website where you could look at any website in history, okay? And just go to facebook.com/no hope for the human race. And go to it in the Wayback Machine. Go back to like 2013, 15. I think it was around 15 when they deleted it. That would be when we had about 2.9 million followers. But you'll see that I am not lying to you. We did that. I did that. My team and the mother of my child. We did that. We worked our asses off to do it. And Facebook just deleted it like it was nothing after all the years of work that we had put into that page. And only so that when politics changed, they could just change their policies and do whatever, you know. So the reason why I bring this up, you know, and I had an attorney tell me, I don't know, you know, I'm not saying this, but an attorney told me that even when there's a situation where there is a creep or a pervert that is trying to commit predatorial acts on underage youth on social media, on Facebook, okay? That when they have evidence of this and when they are trying to do something about an individual doing that, that Facebook takes 6 months to get back to them. 6 months. They take 6 months to get back to an attorney who is trying to do something about someone who committed a predatorial act on a child on their website. And they take 6 months to get back to them. So that's what you're dealing with. And there's no customer service. There's no one to talk to. Now, I have a magazine. For those of you guys who don't know, it's called Food and Travel Magazine, and it's a business where we sell advertisement, and we're a national magazine. We're sold in Barnes & Nobles and Books A Millions and many other stores and newsstands. And at the end of the day, I can't advertise to promote my magazine. Why? Because Facebook just decided that my company and my account can't use their ad systems. That's it. I try to run an ad. Your account's not allowed to use this ad system. Okay, why? So I put in a ticket. I write a whole thing. What's going on? And they just get back. We decided that your account can't use our ad systems. That's it. No answer, no reason, no nothing. I'm a small business trying to grow, but because I'm not in the big boys club, right? You know, I'm not Dana White running the UFC, right? So I don't get to like go and get like, you know, I can't even use the basic features of running ad campaigns on social media. Why? I didn't do anything. The account didn't do anything. Nothing having to do with my magazine or my company has ever been banned or wrote any comments that would be banned or done anything. They just decided for whatever reason, and algorithmically, I may add, it ain't like it's a person who made this decision. It's not a person who made this decision. An algorithm made this decision. There is no individual behind the curtain that you could go to and say, hey, what's going on? They're just like, oh, we don't want to pay anyone. Even though we're worth hundreds of billions of dollars, we don't want to hire any customer service or allow people to make phone calls or talk to anybody. We want it to be pure profit. So we just have a machine, a robot, an AI algorithm just banning everybody, just, removing people. Remember when Facebook, this is the most absurd thing in the world. Banning people for comments is the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. You're a publicly traded company. You have stock shares that are issued. People can buy stock in your company. You primarily make your money off of ad revenue, right? So anyone who puts money in your stock, anyone who buys stock in Facebook, okay, and wants to see a return or see their value rise, right? Anybody who invests money in your stock wants to make money. Do you think that it creates confidence in a person to invest in your business by buying stock when you ban people for things they say for 30 days? Do you know how stupid that is? Every time you ban somebody, you keep an individual from seeing another ad. You're literally lowering the amount of people that a person can reach through an ad-based system, hereby making people use your ad-based systems less and less, hereby making you get less money, hereby lowering your stock value. Dummy. This guy is not the brightest bulb. He's just not. And at the end of the day, when you look at this system that he's got, you look at YouTube. If somebody goes and tries to write an offensive comment on YouTube, you know what happens? YouTube will just say to you, hey, this kind of goes against our terms of service. This is kind of not cool. Consider editing your comment. Why doesn't Facebook just do that? Why would you ban someone for 30 days? Why would you ban someone from using your service? What are we, children? You're putting us in timeout? And now, of course, they don't do it anymore. Now they don't do it at all. Now there's no rules. Everybody can say whatever they want after they deleted my 2.9 million follower page for things that we said. How convenient. So the reason why I bring all this stuff up and the reason why I'm talking about all this is because when are we going to stop looking at politics and blaming the Republicans, the Democrats, the this, the blah blah blahs, the da da das, right? And then when you're looking at, and I gave you a prime example there with Facebook, but I could give you another example of, which I just did with Apple and all these apps that are coming out. But also, let's look at AI and what AI is doing and the tech companies that own all this AI. And all these tech overlords, they're raking in hundreds of billions of dollars. Hundreds of billions of dollars. They're not putting any money back into the system. They're not doing it. And then they helped Trump win this presidency to keep him out of prison. And basically in return, he gave them a huge gift by basically completely unilaterally wiping any sort of regulatory system of them right off the map. Which basically means these guys have full carte blanche to do whatever they want. They're going out into Iowa and Idaho and Wyoming and farmlands, and they're building these massive structures, these buildings to house servers. And it's causing damage to the farmlands, to the soil. It's polluting the water. It's corrupting. And there used to be programs in place that would prevent that, but not anymore. Not anymore. And so everyone's like, well, tech is going to make our lives easier. Is it though? Is it? Because every single time I can't even send a text message without it taking 20 minutes. Every time that I need to go, oh, I gotta move money from my bank account to this, or I gotta pay a bill, and then all of a sudden the app is telling me you gotta change your password, and then you try to update the password, but you don't remember what it was because they keep making you change it. Now you change it, but it's a password from 3 passwords ago, but you're not allowed to use that. You can't use any password that wasn't the most recent of the last 5 passwords. So now you're trying to change the password and come up with a password, but now you're so scrambled in your brain coming up with a password, you don't even remember what the heck you're using anymore. And then you're going through all of this, and then you get sent like an email, but not just an email. Now you got to get an email, you put in the code, but now it's going to verify your browser. You got a PIN code on your PC that pops up. You got to type in the PIN code, and now you verified it. But wait a minute, now that you verified, we got to verify. And now that you verified, we got to verify. And before you know it, you've spent an hour and a half in front of a computer to do a fucking errand that should have taken you 5 minutes. But it's making our lives easier. So while everybody's great, and keep in mind, I run a business, right? I run a small business. I'm paying thousands and thousands of dollars a month to run my company. You know why? Because every single little thing that I need for my business, whether it's receiving emails, creating email lists, plugins on my website, softwares to hold leads for my salespeople, all these little things, right? Every single one of these programs, Adobe to be able to make a PDF, PandaDoc or DocuSign to be able to send someone a contract agreement, all of these programs are waxing the fuck out of me. $29.99, $39.99, $59.99, $100, $99.99, $89.99, $99.99, $69.99. Before you know it, you're paying thousands of dollars a month for all of these systems and all of these fucking programs. Is this really making life easier? Or is it really making our lives worse while enriching 12 fucking people? That like 12 to 15 fucking people. And then some people, well, I don't know, more people get rich than that. What about people that own the stock? Yeah, okay. You own stock in Tesla, big fucking deal. You own stock in X, or you own stock in Apple. You think you're fucking even remotely doing what the fucking billionaires who own those companies are doing? The answer is no. They have so much ungodly world dominance level amount of money. World dominance level, which is what it appears they're after. They have all the data, all the information. They know everything about us. They're having AI replace us. They're having robots and machines replace us. They're making our lives difficult every day with these fucking apps and these programs. There's no wonder why the young Gen Z and Alpha want flip phones. This is why. I can't even begin to tell you how many people that I've talked to that have young kids that are 14 and 15 years old that don't even want social media. They're not even interested whatsoever. Beats Messiah, stock that they can tank and make off with the money and leave you with nothing. Exactly. You don't own shit. You have a temporary, you have something that's temporary. And it doesn't last. And look, we got to do something about this. I mean, like, this is getting out of control. And I'm not a socialist. I'm a purebred. I'm a purebred capitalist. I mean, I own a business for a reason. I own a few of them, and I can tell you right now, I believe nothing more in capitalism. But this is getting out of control. They have monopolized everything. They are crushing people with like all small businesses, all competition. They're buying out everybody. They're destroying farmlands. They're doing fucking literally nothing but bad while they're making off with fucking hundreds of billions of dollars. When are we going to do something about this? Every idea we put into ChatGPT, every fucking thing that we post on social media, they own all this stuff. They have control of all of it. And it's not like it's diversified, like 100,000 different people own it. No. Like 15 fucking people. And it's getting worse. The people that own all these companies are now buying Warner Discovery, and they're now buying, they just bought Paramount Global, and now they're about to own all the information, all the legacy channels, all the stuff. Like it's like, when is enough going to be enough? When are we going to do something about the real problem? Because going back and forth and arguing with each other over fucking whether or not, gender, there should be multiple genders, or arguing over the most stupidest shit in the world about, like, I mean, the stuff that I see people on Facebook sitting there talking about, it's wake up. Wake up. We have a major problem here and we need to do something about it. Anyway, my name is Tommy Kane. This was another episode of the Executives Playbook. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be doing this every day. And hopefully you'll be tuning in again tomorrow. For those of you who watch this video that would like to re-see it, or if you miss something, this video will be on my YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com/Tommy Kane. Remember to put the HTHOMMY. I do that to separate myself from the Tommy Kane football player who murdered his wife. So that's why I do that. I know a lot of people make fun of me, call me Tommy Kane, and that's okay. You could do that. I don't care. But at the end of the day, remember, it's youtube.com/Tommy Kane. And the name of the show is The Executives Playbook. But I will be doing this every